What's going on, everyone? We have a fun video for you today. I am holding a Summit Ascent, and this one in particular is drilled pin up. It was the first one I drilled, and with symmetrical equipment, generally, I'm a pin up kind of guy. I'm a pin up kind of guy in general, but I have another one over here that is pin down, and I'm gonna show you this. Pin down, kind of under the ring, and we're going to see what really the difference is between a pin down one and a pin up one. There's not really a good and bad, but there is going to be a little bit of a difference in how these balls react. Now, I'm just gonna get right into the game. I'm gonna bowl a game with each one of them. The pattern we're bowling on is a house shot. It is not the easiest house shot. So if I throw some errant shots and they split or whatever, it's just the way the house shot goes. In general, I've had a little more success playing straighter than a left or right, so we're gonna start out there. There's plenty of hang to the right and then plenty of hook inside, so we are going to do our best. The pin up has a little bit more flair than the pin down, and so we're just gonna see, I don't know, what the difference is. All right, so that was a fun first shot. The 10 went really late. If we're playing a little bit straighter, just talking generalities here, I'm probably gonna choose the pin down one. That's not necessarily the right move across the board. I'm not gonna always make that decision, but when I am playing a little bit straighter angle, I do wanna know what a pin down layout does. Is it a little too angular? Does it roll out enough? Same line, pin down layout, frame one. Grabbed and terrible. Okay, so that's the Brad Miller special right there. The old grab-a-rooney. So we're just gonna try and make the spare. So we got lucky on the spare. I am throwing the Optimal Pearl on the spares because I did not bring in my spare ball, so that could be a problem too, but we're not gonna make it a problem. We're going to throw the best shots ever. All right, so we start out with a good shot of the pin up one. Just gonna keep trying to, strike it. Okay, so that one was just a miss left. A little different than the pin down one. That was less grab, more speed, but it didn't hook offline as much as the pin down one did. So I hope we can spare this. Okay, a couple of spares to start the game. We threw a really bad shot, so now in order for us to kind of know if we want to go with a pin down versus a pin up, we gotta throw this shot well. We gotta execute well, so I need to stay down on it longer and just less grab, a little more roll. Which we did. Okay, and we got a little lucky there, a little trip forward, but the speed and the less grab actually kept it from overhooking. Not totally sure if you guys can see the flare rings in this thing, but they are a little tighter, a little closer together than the pin-up one. Same deal with the pin-up one. Just gotta have quite a bit less grab, a little more use with the legs, keep it on line a little better. Okay. I definitely executed that a little better. A little more speed, a little more legs, and it held line. It's doing well. So far, through a couple frames, I don't really know which one I would prefer. I'm still waiting on a few shots to see, what does it do when I throw it really good? What does it do when I throw it bad? What does it do when it comes in a little late? What does it do when it comes in a little high? We gotta go through all those to really see which one we would prefer. And we're also gonna hook the ball quite a bit in the lighter frames just to get an idea. So pin down, a little straighter, use the legs. And that's kind of the stuff that I'm looking to see. I'm not necessarily looking to see like me just throw great shots and then I'm striking and all that stuff. I'm actually looking to see what happens when I execute it poorly. A lot of times when we try to decide what we want, it's nice to have a ball that when you throw it bad, it doesn't split. Whereas the ball that goes through the pins perfectly and it strikes and it looks great, when you miss with that one, sometimes it can split and then it's not really the motion that you want. So it was good to see that shot not split. I like that. I definitely missed that with my hand too. Like I did not use my legs and I missed it with my hand. We have an opportunity to double here, take the lead, the pin up one. All right, here's to a good shot. That was pretty good. Okay, so that was definitely executed better than the pin down one where I was last shot. It's not necessarily fair to the pin down one, but hey, it is what it is. Same line, pin down, use the legs. Wow, I stuck a little bit on that one. Kind of came around at a pinch, but it held line. It's a good thing I'm putting a little bit of speed on it, because if I don't, this house shot takes the ball and moves it left. All right, so we are clean, pin up one. We're going kind of high too, so I'm just gonna keep creeping a little bit left. We're gonna move it 2 and 1. Now that one was good. I don't know if it was like my absolute best shot, but it was good enough for it to get out just a pinch, and it came back and went through the pins, no goofy business. Now we're gonna throw this pin down one. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna see if we start noticing a little difference through the pins. We haven't really seen a trip 4 like that with the pin up one. So I actually really like that. I'm executing a pretty good those last like 4, and definitely a little more speed is nice than the big hook. And I still don't know. I don't know if I would prefer a pin up one or a pin down one. I was thinking the pin up one, but after I just threw that shot, I was like, that's basically just as good as it can get, really. Playing that angle historically, I'd probably like a pin down just to kind of help it stay in front of us, but the pin up one is kind of whooping its butt. Whooping its butt until I didn't really think I grabbed that one that bad. This house shot just hooks in the middle. The pin up one just opened the door for the pin down one, but maybe we can get a spare here with our prettiest ball on the market. No. All right, so not a absolutely terrible shot. I mean, it had to be a bad shot. There's no way. If it was remotely decent, it would have not hooked that much, even though the pattern isn't necessarily set up for it to. But I don't know, after I see that hook, I'm gonna keep moving. It's kind of the St. Charles house shot here. Okay. I don't know why the pin up one jumped on the last shot that much. It had to be me. It just had to be, because the pin down one stayed right in front of me. And now that has a turkey. So got a little match going on. As far as moving, I just don't know if I need to move. I probably just need to just throw it better. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so I really made sure I tried to use my legs on that one. Might have been a pinch left, but honestly, I thought it was okay based on the last one. But we're getting a little bit more hook, a little bit more motion down lane with the pin up one rather than this pin down one. So that's just something to note a little bit when we're playing straighter. The last couple shots, we'll get in and hook it and see if there's a better one there. But right now, playing a little straighter, we like this pin down. Pin down, coming in hot. We got spare strike spare, 3-bagger, little 270 off the sheet, and then an open spare the last 2 frames with the, we're getting hooked. Probably not fair to the pin up that I'm making moves with the pin down based on the pin up one, but hey, we're seeing hook, we gotta move, right? So we're gonna keep going with it. Use your legs. So there's a clear difference right now between the pin down one and staying on line versus the pin up one that's wanting to hook off of the desired line. So that tells me that the angle for this pin up one is just a pinch straight, and the straighter angle for the pin down one is matching up a lot better. I really don't want to miss this. Positive, you're gonna make this, Brad. You're gonna make this, Brad. You're gonna make this, Brad. Oh yeah. Okay, good shot with the pin down one. Now with the pin up, I'm just gonna keep moving left. I'm gonna, it's got a little bit more flair to it, so it's just responding to the friction a little too much, which is forcing me to open up my angles a little bit, which is okay. That's what I like with pin up stuff. That's why I drill my symmetric stuff pin up, is to be able to create angle with them. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna get in, we're gonna create some angle. There we go. So a little foreboard move, get inside a little bit. You can still see how that one was still wanting to like shape through the pins. It wasn't necessarily just rolling out, it was shaping. So pin down one, got a little competition now, and we'll see if we can make a pretty good shot here. So I'm just seeing quite a bit less change of just direction overall with this pin down one. I don't feel like I have to throw it as hard. I feel like I can soften up just a pinch, roll it a little more. I'm not gonna do that yet because it's still striking, but it's just not changing directions as much. And that was a big strike for the pin down one, because now that the pin up is lined up, it's gonna throw a strike here in the ninth for a double, and now the pin down one's gonna have to perform. Oh no. No. That's a heartbreaker right there. That is a heartbreaker, because I'm telling you, man, that put the pin down one on its heels. All right, easy spare. If I don't miss it. Okay, that was a very unfortunate, but that ball motion was the best ball motion I've seen out of the pin-up one. Even the one before was dead flush. The one before was probably a little better, but it was still a little angular, and we made the right move. I mean, that was as good a shot as we can get, and a little shocking. So now, if I miss, there's a 13 pin lead with the pin down one. So this is a big shot here. Now that one was a little bit in, and this is a little bit of the difference between the two. That was a pinch in, and it did not want to change direction a whole lot. It held line, it stayed in there, it shimmed, what we called it, for a nice strike. Whereas if I throw that exact line with the pin up one, there's a chance that it wants to just come off the pattern a little more than what that just did. And that's not across the board. That's just individually this day, this pattern, that kind of thing. So now we're going in the 10th frame. The pin down one's got the pin up one by the neck. But that's okay, because we're just gonna try and throw our 3 best shots here. We're gonna see what happens when it goes to the pins. And that was way right. All right, that's also the kind of stuff that I'm looking for as well. Is like when I miss way to the right, does it recover? And if it recovers, does it want to knock the pins down? Sometimes balls just do weird things and you can't seem to buy a light hit, or you just can't seem to buy like a certain hit. And then if you can't, and you're throwing just 1 or 2 too many bad shots, then you're not looking at a very good score. So when you're testing balls, it's important to try and figure out, like, does it give me miss room? And the more I move left here, actually allows me to open up to the right, which should also allow me to have a little bit left. All right, so a little bit farther left, it held line, but you can still kind of see that it doesn't want to hold that friction line like this pin down one does. It's still a little angular, but I did bowl a 200, a nice 216. And this would honestly be kind of a real move I would make here with the lanes hooking as much as they are. We're gonna try a fill ball here with this Optimidal Pearl, and this ball's much cleaner. You see how much like just longer that ball goes. It's really amazing. And I got the 10 out, which is kind of cool. All right, time for the pin down to shine, baby. A little championship shot. Need a nice celebration from the pin down one. But however, it still needs a mark. We do not need a split with this. Here we go. Should be close. Come around. Okay, so that was kind of the first time, that was a little bit of me, but that was kind of the first time we watched that pin down one kind of come off line, kind of like the pin up one was doing. And it was a little grabby on my end, but still, I'm paying attention. I'm seeing what happens on my misses. And if I can make this, I can bowl 2 games and not miss any easy spares. So I would really like to make this. Oh yeah. Easy does it. We got 1 shot left. What should we do? Should we throw the pin down, or should we throw the Optimidal Pearl? Nope, we're throwing the pin down. Okay, so I'm after that 4 pin, now I'm starting to creep in. Like the shots that are just a pinch slow and soft are now 4 pinning with this thing. So that's kind of forcing me a little bit left. I'm moving into it. And when we do this, you know, the pin up one might come into play, even though right now we bowled a little better game with the pin down one. As we move into this hook, pin up equipment does become nice with all the extra added angle. So we're just gonna get in there. Hopefully we can find a little bit of shim left, hook to the right. There right, so that is a video on the Summit Ascent. It was kind of cool to drill one way, pin up, and then one pin down, and then really get to see like the difference. And I wish there was a better way for you guys to see the flare, but there is definitely a little bit less flare with this pin down one. Great ball. I'm really excited for this ball. These symmetrical phase 2 type-ish balls are just my favorite. They are essential to my bowling bag, and they're essential to my bowling game. So really excited for the step down as well from the Optimidal Pearl. Really two great additions to the Star Marshall. So I hope you guys liked that video. If you guys can, hit that like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in a giveaway, we have a giveaway going on right now that we want you to be a part of. Okay, so what are we giving away? We're picking 5 winners, and each of the winners are gonna get a bowling ball of choice from Storm, Roto, Global. Either of these two are on the board. You get access to a 21 video series coaching course that Kyle, myself, and Daniel Puerto filmed on lane patterns and how to attack them. And then you also get your physical game analyzed by Coach Daniel Puerto as well, which he does a ton in our Brad and Kyle membership. So click that link below. It's completely free to get entered into our giveaway. And again, I hope you guys liked that video, the pin up and the pin down. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll see you.